Hello, guys, and welcome to this episode of the Brawlcasters. I'm James, the man with the good hair, as always. That's Alex, right? And we are bringing our combined 50 years of martial arts experience to the internet to provide you YouTube's funniest fight commentary. And Alex, I gotta say, the hair, it is most definitely telling the tale of the New York humidity and your affinity for hats.
Love a good hat, man. Love a good hat. I wish there was a hat that went well with the suit, and I will not take a fedora for an answer there.
What about like the
Not wearing a bowler hat.
bowler hat? Is that what it's called? I can't
The
think of the
circular one?
what's that?
Like the circular one?
No, like the ones like super popular in Boston, like you totally can picture every guy from Boston wearing it. I think I'm talking about a bowler. I like a fedora.
Like the circular, like that circular one?
It, I'm, it was like almost like paperboy esque, like page boy esque.
Like a Nah, I'm not wearing that shit, bro. What the fuck?
So Flex Fights before your tenure, we did do a Smack to the Future card. It was called, and the idea was like it was like all old timey. So we did like the pinstripe suits and all that, and I got one of those for the broadcast.
I
And that
think I don't know if I coached at that event or like I went to that event.
and you were like, look at this weenie in his hat with his suit.
I probably was.
Yeah, you were like, little did I know this guy's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's not bad.
Speaking of guys who I don't think are nearly as cool as they think they are. Jamal Hill, former UFC 205 champion.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you been seeing that dude online at all?
I haven't paid attention to him since the whole like him getting knocked out by Pereira and then still talking shit and being like, yeah, but he cheated because he like I don't know, I think he said he stepped on his foot or some shit, like talking about the knockout was a fluke, that whole bullshit.
So
I
his
remember that.
claim was that he threw a kick that hit Pereira low,
That's what it was.
and then Herb Dean stopped the action, and Pereira like took a tiny little
Oh, he
step,
waved him off, yeah,
and
or
he took a
something like
tiny
that.
little step while he waved him off, and then the fight immediately continued from there, and then he knocked Jamal Hill out, and Jamal's like, oh, he took the opportunity while Herb Dean was interfering to take an angle on me, and then use the angle to knock me down. It's like, bro, that hook was going to knock you down regardless. Your hands weren't even close to being there. There was nothing you were doing to stop that. But his big answer now is he's moving up to heavyweight.
I don't think that's a good answer for him. I think he's gonna get fucking butchered by. I mean, I don't think he's gonna fight Cyril Gane because Gane's the champ. But like, what's uh, what's the funny one's name?
Josh Hogan.
Josh Hogan. Yeah, they'll probably give him like somebody like Josh Hogan, and Josh will fucking kill him.
Yeah. Well, because Jamal, like, he's just getting fat. Like,
Yeah,
he's not trying to do it well. Like, he's legit. Well, we were about to get started. You had some dog barking issues. While you were, I flipped open Instagram right quick, and I see a Jamal Hill post come up, and he's like working on my new Bruce Buffer intros, and it's him like trying to do like the big country belly rub because he looks like he's pregnant.
yeah.
He's like, I'm like, oh, dude, this is not a good look for you. This is not.
That sucks, man. He was one of the rising stars in that division for a while in the light heavyweight division,
I
and he
think
was
like
good.
he was one of the like it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes a guy wins a belt and it ruins them. It absolutely ruins them. And I really feel like he's one of those guys that it just ruined him.
Fair.
Because if you remember, he was taken out of action by like I think like a knee injury or something like
Yeah.
that. And I'll never forget the most ridiculous. There was like an interim title bout, and it was going to be an interim title bout, and they wound up stripping him. I forget exactly why. I forget the whole context. But he was sitting cage side as they awarded a new 205-pound champion. I think it was Yuri Prohaska, if I recall correctly. And
Okay.
he's just kind of like sitting there like scoffing, and he keeps making this motion like he's putting his own crown on, and much like our boy Gio Santiago does. But Gio, you know, he lives the gimmick of King of the North, and he's winning.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, he's winning when he's doing it. He's not sitting in the crowd watching the
Exactly.
fight and saying, "No, really, I'm the champion." Um, and then I don't think Jamal Hill's won a fight since that moment. Like he just still views himself as the 205 champion because he feels like it was illegitimate what Pereira did. And like, bro, win it. Like go back and
I I think he's trying to do that whole John Jones things of John's like, well, I never lost. They had to strip me of the belt. I never lost the belt. But the problem is, you know, John didn't come back and get fucked up. Jamal did.
yeah, I think wasn't that where wasn't that where Pereira won the belt, or was that a title defense?
Where Pereira knocked out
Yes.
Jamal?
It's almost like I
That
have.
was a title defense
Yes, I
because
so
he beat Yuri.
let's
Remember he knocked out Yuri,
yes.
and
So
then I think the first title defense was Jamal.
I think you were right. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da. He so he won over Jan Blahovic, um, and then he faced Yuri Prohaska, which he won that by knockout. Then he made his first defense against Jamal Hill, won that fight by knockout.
Hmm.
So let's see what Jamal's done since then. So Jamal, where is he? Let's see. He faced Pereira, lost the fight.
Hmm.
Was scheduled to fight Roundtree, and Roundtree was forced to withdraw due to the banned substance. He was replaced by Carlos Olberg, who was eventually replaced by Roman Dolidze. Hill in turn withdrew for an injury. Then Hill faced Yuri Prohaska. He lost that fight by technical knockout in the third round. And then he was scheduled to fight Khalil Roundtree and then had to withdraw for a leg injury. And now the bout was rescheduled to UFC on ABC in 2025, in June of 2025, and Hill lost the fight by unanimous decision.
Yeah,
So like he's on a 3-fight losing streak. Like that ain't.
yeah.
Hey,
And I remember. But
Hey, I keep losing at light heavyweight, and I keep getting knocked out. Here's an idea. Let's let bigger men throw punches at my skull. This seems like a great idea.
and there's a common misconception. Oh, the heavyweights, they're just big and they don't have a lot of skill. They're just like old sluggers.
Mm.
That might have been like the tail of the tape 20 years ago, back when like MMA was starting to blow up and UFC was blowing up.
Yeah, Tank Abbott.
It's not the case anymore, bro. Like guys are really skilled. Cyril Gain, Josh Hokick. Josh is nice. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's a fucking gimmick. He's actually really skilled.
Yeah, his jiu-jitsu is not great, but is really
His
skilled.
his jiu-jitsu is not great, but his boxing's really good. His
And
kickboxing's pretty good,
his
and
wrestling's pretty good.
his wrestling's pretty good. And at the end of the day, he is an NFL level athlete.
Yeah, and not to mention like there are some guys who you look at and you're like, okay, if I was doing my creative character to make this guy, where would I put his attributes? You know, is he a standout striker or wrestler or jiu-jitsu guy? And he's none of those things, but he's really good at fighting and putting all those things together.
Well, I would actually argue he's a really good boxer because his last fight he was looking crispy,
Yeah,
and his
against
last
Derek
two fights
Lewis.
he was looking really good. Yeah, Derek, and then the one before that, I don't remember who he fought, but he looked really good on the feet.
Mm. Again,
His boxing's really good.
yeah, that's I think that movement and athleticism from the NFL background, like you mentioned.
Yeah, and people often disregard, but like NFL rosters are so hard to make.
Yeah,
It's a 53-man roster.
yeah. And how many teams are there in the league?
32?
Yeah, exactly. So if you do that math real quick, that's like not that many.
Not that many. And then it's like every year, like when you really look at pro sports, every year there's thousands of people vying for your job.
Yes. Yes.
Like that's the especially when you're like like a borderline roster guy or like a middle of the roster guy.
Yeah. So
There's literally a whole new batch of college people going for your job. There's veterans from other teams going for your job. So that pressure, that mentality to be at that level is different than most people understand.
And I just did the math real quick. 1,700 more or less roster
That's
spots.
it. And then so let's say 1,700 plus the people that get signed and the injury reserve. Let's just say and practice squad. Let's just say let's just say 2,000.
Yeah.
That means in that sport, there's 2,000 active players, roughly.
Yeah. And we're in a country of 300 million people, and the sport's international. Like my cousin, You and I have talked about him. Played for Rutgers, defensive end
Yeah.
at Rutgers. He was like, he was on like the cover of the newspaper out here a bunch of times in the sports
Mm-hmm.
section for when he was playing in high school. Very high level high school player, very high level college player even. Got signed to the Patriots for like a cup of coffee to their practice squad, and that was it. That was all it wrote for him.
And I'm
Unfortunately,
sure he would tell you, hey man, the difference between the backups and a practice squad player is immense.
yeah,
Then the difference between a practice squad player and the starters is immense. And then the difference between those guys and the all stars and like
yeah. Like it's a kind of thing that people can't grasp. Like it's funny, you and I been around the martial arts game forever, and I'm sure every once in a while you get that person who you roll with or something like that, and they're like 2-3 months into training, and it blows their mind when you, as a guy who's not particularly intimidating looking, nor am I particularly
yeah.
intimidating looking, and they're like, what? Like after the round, they're like, holy crap. Holy crap. You know?
Yeah, where you're like having a full blown conversation. They're like, "Did I ever have you in a moment?" It's like, "Nah, bro, you were never close." And then they ask you like, "Oh, how good are you?" I'm like, "I'm pretty good on the scale of like a regional guy." But like, if you brought in when I've trained with like ADCC champions, I get fucked.
Yeah.
When I've trained with, I trained with Gianni Grippo for a while, fucked me up. UFC BJJ's Adele. Adele, her last name escaped me. She's one of the women's champ.
I know who you're talking about, though.
Yeah, she was an ADCC champ. She came in. I showed you the video of her fucking throwing me around.
Yeah.
Like it's a different level. And even back to our NFL one. I'm a big Vikings fan. They did a study on our best player, Justin Jefferson, when he was in college. He has the ability to move each eye separately. Like what the fuck is that?
That sounds like that's a CTE study gone wrong.
No, like they put on some glasses with him, and
Yeah.
he can. I'll send it to you, and you're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Exactly.
But essentially, like he can track the ball and like a opposing player.
Ugh. It's insane to me. It's insane to me. The
Some shit
gifts
like that.
that these people have is incredible. But I don't know about you. I'm excited to see what gifts these guys have in this fight upcoming. All right. We have open my set list.
Tannen Baumann versus Aaron Candieas. It's a bantamweight bout.
All right. Let's find out what these guys have. Here we go. In 3, and 2, and 1. Ooh, I like the opening.
I like the fight TV.
Is that even still a thing?
I would hope so.
We got Big Sandy, Montana versus Phoenix, Arizona.
Tannen looks like they say he's 19. He looks like he's about 14.
My dad used to watch in college. Actually bought all the seasons, still have them all.
Oh, that's what it was. So while we lit the intro, it's cool to see. So Justin Jefferson has a rare adaptable visual processing capability where he can dynamically switch his eye dominance depending on the direction of his route.
That's insane.
Because
So he can yeah, go ahead.
Like if you ever take like an archery lesson or like a shooting lesson, they'll explain to you how to like figure out which one's your dominant eye, and like that's just default to your body.
Yeah, but he can apparently he's able to switch it.
I know,
Which is just-
that's why I'm saying like that's exceptional. That's incredible.
Yeah, it was when he was in college they were doing it. He can change his eye dominance depending on the type and direction of the route he's running. Which doesn't sound like a real thing, but it was like a whole test in college.
2-0, representing the Red Hawk Academy, fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona. Here is the undefeated Aaron Candieas.
Aaron looks like you and Pantoja got put in one of those machines where they can mix you together, and we have Aaron.
Incredible fight to get our night started
I
off.
like
We
it.
got guys, these guys have experience. Usually the fight.
You would probably who's your favorite who's one of your favorite UFC fighters right now?
Right now?
This is an incredible fight to start the night off
Just give me one random.
Touch the gloves.
I love watching Mackenzie Dern's jiu-jitsu, quite honestly.
Man, Tannen needs to
Why did the bell not start? Look at the clock. The timer didn't start. The bottom
That's
left.
weird. That's
bottom
weird. That's a graphics problem. I guess that's why they took it away.
There you go.
Misses the overhand.
Big ass cage, by the way.
Yeah,
Tannen,
huge.
beautiful feint.
Oh,
nice
nice head kick there from Aaron, and a
Tannen
big
stepped up.
return
Come
from
over here.
Tannen.
Come here.
Danny doing a good job at answering that immediately. That sacrifice throw. Oh my god.
Yeah, he
You
went.
have to be.
Aaron has both hooks in.
But
That was the white belt control right there, going for the headlock.
yeah, and he's in an awkward spot now. Yeah, you just have to let that go. And now you're in. This is a terrible spot. This is like. This is what you show your guy when you're like, hey, how bad does this fight? Is this fight like how bad can it get?
And this is how bad it can get. But it was
He also
one
has a name
stupid
on his
mistake.
shorts.
It was funny. I believe white belt control is your phrasing that I heard you say. I've been teaching that to my kids for the past like 3 weeks, and they love it. Like that, they're like, I'm not going to make the white belt mistake.
Looks like it's deep this time. This could be
So that's a 10th planet vernacular. So what he's talking about is when you're in bottom side control and you hug the head over the top, we call that white belt. And then when you just frame inside, black belt.
Yeah.
Just because it's the smallest difference, but it makes everything different.
Oh yeah, it makes everything different.
But once you say it that way, everybody remembers it. They're like, no, I don't want to be white belt. Like you said, the kids are like, I don't want to be white belt.
Great heart by Tannen. I mean, he defended the rear naked choke textbook, fought the seal hand, used that to get himself out of there. And man, despite how bad of situations he's been in, he is just not giving up.
Yeah, he's got fucking heart. I mean, Aaron's doing the right thing, riding the wave. He's taking out the hooks at the exact moment when he needs to. He's ended up in, oh my God.
Yeah,
He got a mount
my
position.
shoulder to watch.
Yeah, that's one that would have got me. And he's good ground and pound, good top control, good back control.
Tannen's got some weird shoulder flexibility. You see how far his hand reached back to cup the shoulder there? Like, I can't even do that with nobody there. That's weird.
Oh, and on the choke again.
Now, let's see.
think
We know Tannen knows how to defend this, but now Aaron's doing the right thing, defending the arms there. I think that was just a thing of just Tannen just kind of like blew his defensive wad right there, just like the gas tank was now empty in terms of defense there.
That all right. So when I'm coaching fighters, I'll actually be coaching a fighter soon. Maybe by the time this one drops, I will either be coaching him or I'll coach him. I'm corner a fighter soon.
No, this one drops this coming Friday, so you got some time yet.
I got like a week or I got like 2 weeks. But I'll be coaching a fighter, and one thing I told him, I was like, hey man, like just keep your basics. Don't do anything crazy. No crazy movements. Nothing too fancy. Just keep it calm. I mean, I don't want to read too much the game plan because he's fighting the guy we both know. But what I've just told him is like relax. And I was like, what you don't want to do is if you make one mistake, don't let it snowball. Like it's okay to make a mistake. You're not gonna be perfect your amateur debut. You're not. You're gonna get punched in the face. You're gonna get kicked. You're gonna get taken down. It's not the end of the world. But don't let it snowball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny. I remember like one of my first couple fights, like one of the first fights that I clearly remember, because not that I got like smashed in my first fight, but like that one retained, like the adrenaline dump was so real that I have no retained memories of it. I have very like snippets, snapshots. But the first one that I like really remember, like again, you're expected to be perfect. I come out, boom, get my head snapped back by a jab. I was like, that wasn't supposed to happen. Like, oh wait, that's right, we're fighting, like we're punching each other. This is just a thing.
Things are gonna change now. But yes, as to my point, it's okay. Just don't let it snowball. Right there, he got a little too much chip on his dip, like a dip on his chip, like I like to tell you, and he went for a move that was kind of dumb, and that was it. That was it.
Now, what do you do? And as someone who coaches myself, I'm a firm believer in putting people in positions and forcing them to work out of it. Like, I really, really like if we've been working, let's say, back control, for example.
Yeah.
I like to start the rounds in back control. And
so we call those so when we do the back rounds, EBIOT, you start either in spider web, which is like an arm bar, one arm in, and then you start with and you have your defensive grips, or you do back, right? We call them situational drills. I love situationals.
Yeah, I think that's really valuable because, like, if you only free grapple, what happens is you go to what you're best at, or your partner goes to what they're best at, and you find yourself playing those games only. So when you do your situationals like that, it forces you like, I'm not really good at this. Well, good, you're going to get good at it.
It's good for that. And then also what we do sometimes, depending if people have comps coming up, it's called dead zones. Dead zones is where you got like a 20% shot, sometimes less. Like you might be in a locked in triangle just with your arm on the opposite side. And now you got to work out from there. This person is almost there. You might be in a leg lock entanglement and honey hold, and it's 70-20 or it's 90-10, right? Like he's not there, but he's fucking close. You're losing right now. What are you gonna do? And some people, oh, I just don't get there. What happens if you do then?
Yeah.
That's your point. Sometimes we'll do, if you want to do back control, we'll do back control with one arm trapped. Work it out now.
Yeah.
And some people hate those rounds because they're like, dude, I lost 8 out of 10 rounds. And I'm like, it's going to happen, but you won 2 of those rounds. You got out twice.
Yeah. Well,
What did you do better in those twice?
Something I noticed that was happening in my own training a lot is I found myself where the only people who were getting me in like side control or mount or back control were people who were good enough to get there.
Yeah.
Like, so now if those people were good enough to get there, it also meant they were good enough to hold it, which means I was practicing my live defenses against a very high level of competition. So I'm like, well, this is stupid. I got to start letting like white belts and blue belts, I got to let them start getting mount and side control and back control. And like, it's funny because you can hear in their head that they're hearing Admiral Akbar, it's a trap. And I'm like, no, I want to work here. I want to work here.
Yeah, I want to be in the bad spot. I want to see what happens, and I want to go from here.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I started to make a point to like let people get there. And it's funny because like you know that feeling of that person who you go with all the time and like you beat them all the time. And then like you're letting them take your back and they're like, and then
they get very excited.
They get very excited and then you do your defense that you wanted to work on anyway. And they're like, damn it. It's like, no, this was the plan all along. You just didn't know. All right, guys. As always, make sure you guys leave a rating and review. Just helps. Like this video. Comment down below if there's a fight that you want to see us call. By all means, guys, tell us a little more about your training. If you've been training, we want to hear about it too. Yeah. Other than that, guys, subscribe. Get the new episodes right as they drop. But of course, guys, don't forget to head over to brawlcasters.printful.me. Get your merch. Other than that, guys, until next time, brawl on.